Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribed to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. Hundreds of entrepreneurs have pitched their companies on Shark Tank since the show debuted in 2009, but some of the most memorable pitches are the worst ones. In anticipation of the 7th season premiere on September 25th, we've gathered the Shark's least favorite presentations as well as our own picks for the worst pitches in the show's history. Number 1. Vestpacks. When Arthur Greer and Michael Woolley walked into the tank seeking $50,000 for 10% of their children's backpack alternative company Vestpacks, the only thing going for them was a couple of cute little kids modeling the product. Woolley's daughter invented the product when she was 12, and he made a licensing deal with Greer in 2013, landing the product in 75 Walmart stores. The annual sales of $10,000 were anemic, especially with the context of being in Walmart, but the Sharks were intrigued by the story of Woolley's daughter, who won an entrepreneurship competition and even made it onto Oprah Winfrey's talk show. The catch? All that happened in 2003, and Woolley's daughter is now 27. The investors exploded in laughter at the revelation. The guys didn't get a deal. Number 2. BedRider. BedRider chief marketer George Conway asked the Sharks for $200,000 in exchange for 15% equity in his company, which makes safety seats for the backs of pickup trucks. To Conway's credit, he's a great salesman and was animated and fun as he demonstrated the product on a pickup.
One morning I woke up and I was like, we need to do the Shark Tank because that's where we really need to get this product off the ground.
But his answers to the investors' most important questions left them shaking their heads. For example, when Lori Greiner asked him if it had undergone crash testing, Conway replied honestly, yes, I've done it my own, by accident. The Sharks like Conway as a person, but the myriad of things that could go wrong with the deal caused them all to back out. When you leave the tank, I want you to take that truck and drive it off a cliff, Kevin O'Leary told him. Number 3. Tycoon Real Estate. Unfortunately for Tycoon Real Estate founder and CEO Aaron McDaniel, the Sharks not only hated his product idea, but some of them hated the entrepreneur behind it. McDaniel pitched his real estate crowdfunding service as a way for average people to invest in real estate.
Is that after a year of holding a crowdfunded equity investment, you have an opportunity to be able to sell it.
Yeah, to who?
This is
exactly.
One of the market.
He failed to convince the Sharks that it was a safe model and that he was someone to be trusted with money. Mark Cuban yelled that the idea was scammy, Barbara Corcoran thought it was spooky, and Kevin O'Leary, who was actually interested in making a deal, asked McDaniel if he had a criminal record. In the same way Shark Tank can make a company, it can break one too. Number 4. Gato Cafe. Shark Tank is not the place to ask for money to fund a hypothetical company. Adriana Montano asked the Sharks for $100,000 for 15% of her company, Gato Cafe, a cafe where patrons would pay an admission fee to hang out with rescue cats while sipping on a latte. If they liked a particular cat, they could then adopt one. Montano was able to persuade them the idea wasn't far-fetched, since there are already successful cat cafes out there. But when the investors asked her why they shouldn't just take $100,000 and open their own line of cat cafes instead, she couldn't defend herself as being a valuable partner. They all passed, and guest Shark and GoPro founder and CEO Nick Woodman recommended she take a loan and try opening one of her own. Number 5. Chimera. There is a major difference between being an inventor and an entrepreneur, and Chimera creator Jason Woods did not prove himself to be the latter. Woods asked the Sharks for $250,000 for 20% for his electric bodyboard company. The investors found the invention cool, but when the sales pitch went on too long, they realized he hadn't actually said anything about a business plan. It turned out that in the previous 10 years, Wood had invested $130,000 of his own money and came up with only a prototype. He had no customers and no patent. After trying to explain that he was finally ready to take it to the next level, Cuban told him he was full of crap, and Damon told him it was the worst pitch he'd seen on the show. Suffice to say, Woods didn't get the deal. Number 6. Rolodoc. Cuban hated the Rolodoc presentation so much that he actually got up and shook the hands of the co-founders, brothers Richard and Albert Emini, just to tell them they gave the worst Shark Tank pitch ever. They asked for $50,000 for 20% of a social network for doctors and their patients. Cuban felt the brothers' pitch wasn't for a real service, let alone a real business, and was merely a mock-up of an app accompanied by non-stop strings of buzzwords. He told CNBC, "Typically, I don't like to be mean to entrepreneurs, but these were just two doctors who I think thought that they could just snow us and mislead us into thinking that because they're doctors, they're smarter than all of us." Track days. If a hypothetical company has no shot on Shark Tank, the hypothetical movie was practically guaranteed to fail. Immediately after James LaVitola and Brian Pitt said they were looking for $5 million for 34% of the profits from their movie idea, Cuban announced he was out. LaVitola and Pitt had a mock trailer for their motorcycle thriller, but they didn't have a script or actors. "It is a horrifically bad idea," O'Leary said. "I forbid you to proceed." This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it, hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.